Hello everybody, welcome back to Ramblings. Conor here. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. Apologies for the hat, apologies for the hoodie and just the casual attire in general. It's been a tough day, a little bit of a struggle back from work and recording a video for you guys. So, you know, we can release our content ASAP. So this is going to be your Millwll Scum preview. Quite a bit to talk about really. Of the international break, we've released some really good content. Hope you've enjoyed it. We've had a lot of opposition fan channels as well who've come over, like the stuff, share the stuff. And yeah, it seems to have gone really well. So we appreciate your views. If you don't mind dropping a like on this video as well, guys, before we get into it and stuff like that. But, you know, the international break, we wanted to get some stuff out with, you know, us a little bit joined together. We had me and Joe meeting a lot. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get Oscar around because I'm sure you guys can understand everyone has busy schedules, busy lives. So it's just how it is. We're hoping to get together before the Millwll Scum game. So we'll do that pre and post-match as well to discuss the game, to discuss, hopefully, a fabulous win for the Whites. But let's get on to more pressing matters. What's been going on with Leeds? I mean, in the break, really, nothing much, really. I mean, we found out from Marcelo Bielsa today that we have Pontus Jansson readily available for the weekend. We have Kim Al-Roof and Adam Forshaw back in next week, which I am absolutely delirious about. It's fantastic what Rob Price and the medical staff are doing at Ellen Road, and it's proven dividends. You know, we're managing the turnaround of players. Expectancy to get back on the pitch is coming into fruition, really. It's really positive, and we're getting players back ahead of expectation, which is massive. It's fundamental for a season, fundamental for a team that is going through a transition of injuries like Leeds United are. But that's positive. You know, we've got nearly a full squad back now, which is excellent going into the final 8. And then we come up against this lot. A lot of people ask me in general, you know, who do you hate, Conor? Because Leeds have been out of the division for so long now, the Premier League. And we obviously hate the Manx. We don't like them. Not the Manx in general. The blue side are great. And some Leeds fans are in Manchester. I know quite a lot of Leeds fans in Manchester. Man United, we've got that serial sort of rivalry with them. But, you know, I think that's mutual as well. They still sing about us. We still sing about them. But, you know, what's brewed really over the past 10 to 15 years, and there's only one fixture, in my opinion, that really sticks out. And it's because we've played them a lot. It's because of the controversy that's followed them in particular. I refer back to bus incidents. I refer back to racial incidents, which is quite ironic with what I will come on to a little bit later on. And it's Millwall. I'll call them the real name, you know, because I don't normally do it, you see, so it's quite unusual for me to call them Millwall. Listen, as a club, I dislike Millwall to a different extent, a real different extent. I don't like what they stand for. I'm not a massive fan of their fans. The fact that they got Family Club of the Year was comical, and I think everyone there was banter memes going all around the social media platforms after that one. And it's the cup final. They love this game. You've been seeing how Chopper Harris getting his little digs in earlier on about how much this is the biggest game of the season, and Millwall are getting right up for this one. Unbelievable, seeing as though they're near the relegation zone, and this is the one game they're getting up for. So let's hope that this is their, you know, this is going to keep them up. I don't think it will, because I don't think they've got enough quality in the squad. This might come back and bite me on the bum. You know, a lot of this is probably going to get clipped out. You know, if Leeds do lose, touch wood, we don't. But I don't think we will anyway. But yeah, I have a real distaste for Millwall. I really have. Just all the events that have culminated in this fixture over the years. You know, League One, the Championship. They did us over in the playoff semi-finals, obviously. And they've had a really good record over Leeds, especially at the Den. You know, obviously that dramatic win late last season didn't really mean anything for either club, but how they celebrated was like, you know, they'd won the league. It was unbelievable. I mean, some of their fan channels, I won't name them, but Jesus Christ, it was a second coming when they won that game. 4-3, very impressive. Coming back from you know, from I think it was 3-2 down. You know, Leeds had 10 men for 65 minutes. But anyway, let's just move on from that. So we go into the game, Leeds, and yeah, I mean, what do you say, really? How are they up for it? I mean, I can't really. The research is already in my head for Millwall and what they're going to bring and what they're going to do. It's the same thing. They've done it for year after year after year. No philosophy change, no ethos change. It's probably the comparable sort of differentiating factor from both clubs. We've changed identities a little bit. We've changed philosophies, ethoses under Marcelo. We've done it under Christensen as well. There's been a little bit more of a transition from manager to manager. We also obviously have Monk as well. Whereas Millwall, it's sort of been a similar Kenny Jackett into this guy, Neil Harris, sort of the fabric of the club. And it's the same sort of thing, 4-4-2, sort of rigid formations. The big men up front who sort of harry and hassle and all this sort of stuff. And yeah, they haven't got a lot of money. Of course they haven't, you know. But yeah, we didn't have a lot of money for years, and a lot of smaller Championship clubs don't have a lot of money. So I'm not really using that as an excuse. They are where they are, and it's going to be a good game. You know, the atmosphere is going to be tasty. It always is. They're acting as though it's the biggest game of the season. They've sold 1,300 fans, which is 1,300 tickets. Sorry, which if that's your biggest game of the season. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty interesting, isn't it, statistic? But, you know, I gave them a lot of credit last time we played them. We didn't receive enough back from ourselves, in my personal opinion, from pundits, from other outlets on the YouTube game and the social media game. So I just kind of want to talk from the heart, really. What do I think? I would absolutely love, I would adore to slap this lot 4-0 and really play our football, really play into our philosophy, our ethos, you know? The thing that we've changed up, the thing that we're now fluid, we are fast, we are inventive, we're innovative on the ball, we do different things, we're very quick, we're pragmatic, we're dynamic, all those things rolled into one. Something I don't think Millwall are or ever have been. A lot of people hate Leeds United for who we are. They hate us for the successes in the 70s, 80s and 90s. They hate us for that reason. People hate Millwall because it's Millwall. It's Millwall. Everybody hates Millwall. It's just one of those things because they're just there, and you know they'll come to Leeds with the horrible flags, which I'm not gonna, and the horrible chants and all this sort of thing. And it kind of leads me on nicely, really, to this Bobby Bowery character who's come out today. Never heard of him before today, and that's probably because he plays for Millwall or played for Millwall in the 90s. Comes out. I'm not going to give him as much traction because he wasn't even at the game that he said he was at. Which is just comical. Sky have given him a platform for some God knows reason for an international broadcasting network. Don't really understand why they've done that, but they've given him a sort of a platform to voice his opinions. They were talking about sort of anti-Semitic nature and, you know, things like that, racial slurs across Europe. And for some God-known reason, he mentioned Leeds and Ellen Road, and that was the only singular club he mentioned. This is a man who played for Millwall, who were known throughout the 90s. They've been known recently as well to be indoctrinated with a section of fans, not all Millwall fans. I know a couple of Millwall fans myself, and they're really top lads. But they've got a section of Millwall fans who are horrific, and horrific beyond any other club in my particular region. They've got a real bad fraction of fans. What I am saying is there is no chance that this Bobby, I don't even know what he's called, Bobby whatever, as Bobby Bowery, I think, has come to Ellen Road, and this is the only ground that he's, you know, and I don't want to touch on it too much, guys. I just wanted to sort of cover it because it's really angered me and angered a lot of Leeds fans today. I know Joe's done a little segment on it as well. But we go into the game anyway. What do we expect? We expect a rough Millwall side. Jed Wallace, really good winger. I like Jed Wallace. I think he should be at a sort of a little bit more of a top club. Morrison, we know what we're going to get with him. He's already been doing the social media thing and saying Bielsa's this and Bielsa's that. It's just a lack of respect. The guy has just got no class. I mean, even at Wembley, when his own club got there, he was disrespecting his own fans. He just has no loyalty, no respect. He's just one of these guys who nobody likes in football. Steve Morrison he's not got like a fan club or anything like that. Nobody likes him. Everyone's got a distaste for him. He just doesn't do the right things, in my personal opinion, to sort of adhere himself to a football club. Even if he plays for you for ages. At Leeds, no one really took to him. I know a lot of Norwich fans didn't take to him. You know, it's just one of those things where I just don't understand why he comes on the hate train when it comes to Leeds United. You played for us. Bask in the memories. We paid your wages. You know, you didn't go out on with distasteful nature, but he always seems to get up and have comments about Leeds and no other club. And I just think there's just a little bit of class, an element of class that you see from Leeds players and Bielsa. And I mean Leeds players there as well, because you've not had any Leeds players coming out and doing that this season, never mind this game. But Millwall obviously come out and do their thing. And the reason they do that is because they know they can't match us on the pitch. Millwall will come and they'll sit with banks of 4. They might even put 5 at the back, 5 in midfield. And they'll look to frustrate Leeds. Of course, because we play football, we play the lovely game, we try do it as best as we can. And I think our philosophy, our ethos, it'll all come to a brilliant point at the weekend. I think we'll really do Millwall. I think we'll do them 3-0. And I'm praying, you get some of the lads on the score sheet who've not, managed to do it in recent weeks. I'd love to see Roberts. I'd love to see Bamford. I know he's done it in recent weeks, but, that last game, the last couple of games really, where he's not been firing on all cylinders. And maybe, this might be the game as well where we see a little bit of Izzy Brown. Maybe, maybe not. But obviously with Roof coming back into the fray, you've got to think to yourself that he's not going to be featuring at all, Izzy Brown. But who knows, reverting back to the Talking Shut podcast, which I listened to earlier on, Andy Hughes saying that he really is a top championship player. So it'd be interesting to see if Leeds do use him for the remainder of the season. Do I see any more changes in that side? I don't. It's great to see, as I've said, that Forshaw and Roof are going to be back in the side next week. That gives us a lot more options, a lot more viable and quality options as well. Yeah, and it's all looking rosy for Leeds, I think. We've got to go into this last 8 games with a lot of positivity, and I think it's going to start at the weekend. We look at the fixtures. I think we've got the easier of the 3 fixtures as well, hopefully dropping points from the other 2 sides above us. And let's really put a statement win in. Wouldn't it be fantastic? They've already been chirping on all the social media about how this is the biggest game of the season. So let's treat it like that. Let's do it for Millwall. Let's just go out there and treat it as their cup final. I'm sure that all 1,300 of them screaming Mill as long as they can will really make it a vibrant atmosphere. I'd probably argue that the other 36,000 who are in the stadium will probably make it a 10 times better atmosphere. Very interesting. But what do I think this weekend? I think it's going to be a great win for Leeds United, and I'm really looking forward to getting down to Ellen Road, getting back down there with Joe and the All Leeds TV crew, and just if you see us, we'll probably be wearing these All Leeds TV hoodies. Make sure you come down, shake our hands. And as I said, guys, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.